gathered here to fill you with fear and give you a treat for your ears. As we invade your mind with our scary rhymes and some tales that can be gory. As you bear witness and sit here and listen to our poetic horror stories. This story took place a long time ago, when I was a young adult elf. I was 26 years old. I used to idolize Santa Claus. I thought he had no flaws. I placed him on a pedestal like most people in the world. But like the saying goes, you should never meet your heroes. My name is Detective Edward Snow, and I work for the Little Elves Police Agency here in the North Pole. It was late after midnight when I got the call. A hit-and-run accident involving Santa Claus. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I said, this has to be a joke. Santa Claus? The jolly man in red with a white beard? Come on, this has to be wrong. But when I arrived at the scene, they had Santa in handcuffs. You can tell he had been drinking, because he was slurring his words. Someone reported seeing Santa coming out of Rudolph's Red-Nosed Bar as he climbed into his sleigh and quickly backed up. Suddenly, a witness heard a blood-curdling scream and then a thump. The witness saw an old lady laying on the ground under Santa's sleigh. She wasn't moving. She was dead. You could clearly see a blood trail that was left in the white snow. From the old lady's body, it was awful. But that wasn't the worst part. The witness said when Santa realized what he did, he tried to flee the scene. He tried to take off. Fortunately, he couldn't leave because he was so drunk. He fell out of his sleigh on the ground and he started to throw up. Then Santa passed out. We called for an ambulance for the old lady and Santa Claus. The coroner at the Frosty Memorial Hospital Emergency Center officially pronounced the poor old lady dead. Later, I heard the coroner say the old lady had reindeer hooves embedded in her forehead. This situation is really bad for Santa Claus. When Santa came to the next day, I had to take him straight to jail.
Hello, PHS crew. We have a question for you. What is your favorite holiday movie? Let's have a conversation in the comments below. We are dying to know.
I read Santa his Miranda rights and informed him he will need a lawyer. We are charging him with a D.U.I. and involuntary manslaughter. I sat Santa Claus down in our interrogation room. Then Santa turned to me and said,
Are you kidding? Do you know who I am? I'm Santa Claus, damn it! You need to release Santa Claus right now, you little dirty elf. What's your name anyways? Because when I'm released, Santa Claus promises you he will have your head and badge.
I thought to myself, this is weird, because Santa was speaking in the third person. He's also acting like an entitled, bigoted, and belligerent prick towards me. It wasn't acting like the cheerful, sweet, jolly big man that I was taught about in school from my Christmas history class. I said, My name is Detective Edward Snow. Santa, unfortunately, I can't let you go. But Santa, let me ask you a question. Do you remember what happened last night? Do you remember that you were drinking and you tried to fly away in your sled? Do you remember taking an old lady's life?" Santa looked at me like I was crazy, as if I was speaking gibberish. Santa said,
Humbug! Santa doesn't remember doing that. That's impossible. You have the wrong guy.
"Unfortunately, Santa, that is what happened. We have witnesses. I found you on the ground outside Rudolph's Red-Nosed Bar." Santa was a terrible liar. He started to stutter, stumble, and stammer over his words. Santa started to sweat and he looked very anxious and nervous. I had him on the ropes. But before he answered, a chilling cold wind blew the interrogation room door open, and in walked Santa Claus's attorney, Jack Frost.
Pet me, it's okay. This is how they reel you in, and then suddenly they go in for the kill. Now you can't get away. They will pounce on you, holding you down and rip out your throat with their razor-sharp teeth. And this is why Santa placed this warning not to feed the reindeers. Because human beings is what reindeers prefer to eat.
Her name is Erin, and she taught.
Santa, don't answer another question without me, your attorney, Jack Frost, being present. Mrs. Claus has attended to me. She said pay Santa Claus's bill, and now he is free to leave.
I sighed. I knew I had no choice but to let Santa Claus go. So, I backed off. Santa quickly walked out of the door, but his attorney Jack Frost stayed to speak to me. Actually, he gave me a warning.
Santa Claus will never go to jail for this. It was an unfortunate accident. Anyway, the old woman was homeless. She had no family nor friends. Santa will be paying for her funeral. She will be laid to rest quietly and privately. We don't want this incident to get out to the public. Mr. Snow, you need to think about your career as a detective. Do you really want to be known as the detective that imprisons Santa Claus? You will be labeled the villain of Christmas. Children and parents would hate you. Think about it. Santa has power, money, fame, and he is willing to use it. I have already spoken to your boss and the witness at Rudolph's Red-Nosed Bar. They have decided to keep their mouths shut. They no longer want to be involved, which is going to make your investigation stall. So be a good little elf and play ball.
Jack Frost's words were cold as ice. I could tell he was a calculating attorney that didn't play nice. His icy stare sent a frost chill down my spine. I could feel my blood running cold, replaced with ice water now running through my veins. It was a bit chilly in the interrogation room. As he spoke, I could see his breath linger in the air. His demeanor was calm, cool, and collected. He has so much confidence. If I knew one thing, Jack Frost was living up to his name. Then he said,
You know, they say justice is blind, right? All you have to do is look the other way.
So this is a cover-up?
Those are your words, not mine. But I will tell you, Santa Claus knows a lot of people in very high places. People who need this to go away. Santa's image is an investment, a brand that can sell almost anything, and they are ready to harm, maim, and kill to protect it. So, Detective Edward Snow, you need to walk away. Think about your family. I will leave it at that. Have a good day.
I hated to admit it, but Jack Frost was right. If this goes to court, I will be the most hated elf in the North Pole. Actually, the whole world. By every boy and girl. Me and my family would have gone into hiding if Santa went to prison. And anyway, how could there be a Christmas without Santa? I had no choice but to come to this conclusion. as I regretfully closed Santa Claus's D.U.I, an involuntary case. Sometimes, there are things out there that are way bigger than you. Situations that are far out of your control. And yes, sometimes the bad guy and corruption wins. You don't get the chance to see justice prevail. But I don't feel sorry for myself. No. I feel sorry for the poor, old, homeless lady that got ran over by Santa Claus. This will conclude I Arrested Santa Claus for a DUI. We hope you enjoyed this Christmas story. If you did enjoy it, then please like, share, and comment to let us know. And if you're new, please subscribe and become a part of the PHS crew. And since you made it this far, then why don't you click on the iCard? We have many original Christmas stories and other horror stories you will enjoy. We appreciate and thank you all, and we will see you in our next video.